Hi, everybody. This is Mark Oliver, the voice of Lord Garmadon and myriad others, here to unravel the mysteries of English Restoration comedy. We can talk about shoes and handbags. We can discuss anything you'd like. I'm happy to answer any and all of your questions. I'm waving back at you. This is exciting. I should say that if you have any comments, just please drop them below and mash that heart button. If you want to share this link with any of your friends, please go ahead and do so. And oh my goodness, this is blowing up. Transylvania is saying hello. I'm waving back to Transylvania. Hi, Transylvania. What questions do you have for Lord Garmadon? You're probably wondering who Lady Garmadon is. Well, I can hear your Garmadon voice, dear. Yeah, that is funny. A lot of people ask me how I became involved in this. It's a very interesting story. I'm not really I'm not a professional actor. I come into this whole crazy voiceover business through the world of music in New York City. What is my favorite cartoon? I would have to say Johnny Quest. It's great to be interacting with you through this medium. I have to say, I could be making a lot of mistakes, and you guys are far more pro than I am. So if you have any suggestions, I'd really love to know how to make this experience richer for you, the viewing public. What was the experience of recording on Transformers? Life-changing. Am I going to be appearing in Ninjago soon? Well, I think it's about time for a dedicated Lord Garmadon spin-off show. What do you think about that? Why don't you send that request out to the folks at Lego Ninjago? I think that's an incredibly wise move on your part. Will I show up in Dragons Rising? Hmm. Well, I have signed some NDAs that will prevent me from revealing some of those pertinent details. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to keep you in a state of suspense for a little bit longer. Hello, Andrew. I see you waving. Some people are trying to join live right now. I don't know what the problem is. I seem to be okay on my end. Check your connections on your end. Hi, Andrew. Yes, indeed. Lord Garmadon does need to come back. We're all agreed on that point. Does Garmadon still love Mizako? From the bottom of my heart, I've been meaning to answer that question for the longest time. What is my favorite character? The most favorite character? Well, I think Lord Garmadon is probably the one that offered the most opportunity as an actor. I love performing villains, and I particularly like Lord Garmadon because they had a chance to develop the character so you could see a softer, more sympathetic side to him. So I hope that made it a richer experience for you when you watch my performances of Lord Garmadon. Playing Dr. Black, another favorite character of mine. One thing about playing villains, I should say, that makes it very interesting, is that you have the option to do all these other crazy things. Like you can be wry and you can be ironic. You could even be kind of sexy. So when you're like the sort of 17-year-old hero, they don't give you that. They don't give you too many options to be as wildly humorous or ironic as perhaps the opportunities that are created for villainous characters. And you like my glasses? Thank you. These are made by a French company called Easy Peasy, and you can find them IZIPIZI or Z if you're in the American Empire. Wow, I'm trying to answer these questions. There's so many. I'm being deluged. What do you think Garmadon is up to right now? Garmadon is right there in front of you. Garmadon is never very far from my imagination. I'm telling you, I've recorded an entire album of Lord Garmadon. So stay tuned for the Garmadon Sings His Greatest Hits album coming out very soon. Fellow Mobile Suit Gundam fans from subreddit, love your performances. Rowlet Crusade from Gundam Seed. Thank you very much for saying that. I really love playing Raoul. That's one of my favorite characters to have voiced in the world of Japanese animation. And if I had done the original Japanese performance any justice, then I'm very, very happy. Garmadon covers Metallica. Yeah, it's in the works.
Hello? Hi. Oh my God!
Am I living up to your expectations?
Yes.
Why's that?
Dude, this is so crazy. I can't believe I'm actually talking to you.
I can't believe I'm actually talking to you. You know, it's not very often that I get the chance to interact with fans, and I'm looking forward to making some more appearances at cons throughout the continental United States, and I'll be updating you as to when that's going to happen. Thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. You know,
that's awesome. Dude, this is a dream come true. I never thought I would see this day.
Well, that day has arrived. And, you know, I got to say, it's such a wonderful experience to be with some of my fans because, you know, the nature of our work is we go to work in these recording studios and it's kind of a very cloistered environment, and we put this stuff out there and we really never know what kind of impact we have until, you know, we get feedback from people such as yourself. So I can't tell you how much it means to me that you would have bothered to take time out of your busy day, get babysitters, whatever.
Yeah, of course.
So thank you.
Yeah, of course. Not a problem, because literally Garmadon is top tier. Literally top tier. I love him as a villain so much.
I have a question for you. If I'm doing anything right, how would you characterize that? Like, what aspects of my performance as Lord Garmadon make an impact or work for you as a fan?
Honestly, I don't know how to answer that.
I'll tell you one thing. Because Ninjago has been such a long-running success, over the course of time, the writers become very sensitive and sympathetic to your performance, and you actually feel that they start writing around your kind of idiosyncrasies. And I really love that experience where you get to develop a character because, you know, the creators of the show had their own ideas about how Lord Garmadon would be, and I'm very grateful to the producers of Lego Ninjago for allowing me the freedom to make these kind of nutty experiments. And you know, we had a wonderful director who captured great performances, not just from myself, but people like, you know, Brian Drummond and Sam Vincent. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. All my friends.
Yeah. I literally have so many questions. I don't even know where to start.
Well, just think of something off the top of your head.
Okay, so I do have one question. Have you seen Crystallized
Yes,
yet?
I have.
Okay, so how did it feel that you've returned to do Garmadon in Crystallized? Because the last time you did Garmadon was back at season 10, March of the Oni. I don't know if you
Of
saw that
course.
yet. How did it feel that you made a return to Crystallized?
I'm sorry, do you mind repeating that question one more time?
Okay, yeah, sure. How did it feel? How did you feel when you that Garmadon came back for
Well,
Crystallized?
I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was wonderful because, you know, after I'd become an Oni and come back and crystallized, the trick
Mm-hmm.
is to always kind of keep that Oni aspect to my character, that, you know, you weren't too sure whether Lord Garmadon was going to stay a good guy or was he going to revert to some more malevolent incarnation, for example. So
Oh yeah.
that was a very interesting challenge to balance out the yin and yang of his personality, so to speak.
Yeah.
But you know, have you been looking at the Lord Garmadon comic books that have been coming out recently?
I haven't,
Well,
sadly.
that's okay. I mean, there are only so many hours in the day, but it is pretty funny, and I think, you know, I think that we're going to be seeing more of Lord Garmadon in the near future. I'm not in a position to make those kind of promises, but it's going to be because of the vigorous support from my fan base that those sorts of decisions come about. So
All right.
hashtag this thing. If you want to share this link with any of your friends, it would be great to talk to them. And, you know, you can spread the creed of Lord Garmadon far and wide.
All right. Thank you so
Not a
much.
problem. Oh, and I should say, what would you like to see me do in the future? Like, what kind of roles do you imagine for me? Are there any shows that you think, oh, Mark Oliver should be on that show, or Mark Oliver should be on this other show? Not that I don't try. In fact, after I finish this live stream, I'm going to go step into my recording studio and audition for a whole bunch of different characters for a show that is yet to be disclosed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. Oh man, I can't think of any shows.
Oh, everybody is like, I'm sorry, I'm multitasking by accepting everybody's, I'm looking at people's questions right now. Have you read the Garmadon comics?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have. Hey, babe.
Hi.
Natalie, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Are you you got to go over to the Streamily store. Then I've got all those autographed photographs waiting for you.
I will.
I'm gonna wave to you. It's been too long.
No.
I have one of my yoga buddies on one channel right now, and it's wonderful to see Natalie. Let's see.
And I love your creative output, so I'm a fan. So here it is.
Well, that's kind of you. I don't know whether anybody knows this, but, you know, I have this other kind of incarnation as a filmmaker, documentary maker, and one thing about my work is that if I ever have to do trailers for some documentary project, I have to take on this whole other guy as a sort of serious historian, and they inevitably all come out sounding like Lord Garmadon. So it is a great departure for me. Hello to Australia. This is so exciting. Wow, I feel like I'm speaking to everybody from Apollo 11 or something like that. Great. What would you? And I want to ask you guys right now if there's any favorite Lord Garmadon quotes that you would like me to record for you. I mean, I'm not going to go through a list. I know you all have your own personal favorites, but please feel free to message me if you have any other questions along those lines. Hello to San Bruno, California. Wow. And we have some more. I seem to be drawing a lot of attention in Serbia today. That's interesting because I actually have a brother-in-law who is from Serbia. His name is Dragan Basikic. No need to send any friend requests or anything like that. But I've spent a lot of time in Serbia and enjoyed myself immensely there. Wish I could attend working. Why didn't you quit your job so you could spend time with me? My God, what kind of commitment is that? Speaking of villains, who's your favorite Disney villain? The Disney villain that I'm going to voice at some point in the near future. Does that answer your question? Hello to the UK and to Phoenix, Arizona. One thing that, as I said, one thing that's been very much on my mind is, do you want to see me make more convention appearances? Indeed, that opens up the larger question of, should we have a dedicated Ninjago convention?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's about time, isn't it? I mean, some of the cast members and I discussed this, and we wonder, there are any amount of conventions that are dedicated to, characters I've done for anime from 15 years ago, and I have to jog my memory if fans ever ask me, well, what was going through your mind when you were on Inuyasha? Well, it's such a long time, I'd have to refer to my notes, but I really do think it is high time that they launched an international Ninjago convention, and you know who to let you know who to contact about that. Let's see some posts advocating for a Ninjago convention, and I'm sure we'd make a lot of people happy, and I would love to attend that.
I would also love to see Garmadon in Dragons Rising, but yeah.
Wow.
That would be exciting to see.
I think it would be great. I'm getting a lot of those fire emojis. That is I'm an Inuyasha fan myself. Well, that makes two of us. Which is your favorite version of Garmadon, Lord, Sensei, or Emperor? Well,
ooh,
I guess I would have to say I lean towards Emperor Garmadon. When I first started in the voice world, it seemed as though I only ever got to be kings of planets in outer space. So I don't know what it is that disposes me to doing those types of characters. I had a lovely time playing Julius Caesar in the Asterix films. I mean, the English versions of the Asterix films. You can catch clips of those on YouTube. So I really, really sink my teeth into those types of challenges. Please, I need Garsako in Doctor Season 2. Please clarify Haru Mikato Garmadon. I'd love to know more. I'm waving at Christopher. Wow, people are using some. Hi, Mark. Who is your favorite colleague from the Ninjago voice cast? Well, I love them all. I mean, they're very talented people, and a lot of them became my friends over the course of recording. You mean, do I have a particularly close friendship? I'm very good friends with Michael Dobson. I'm very good friends with Sam Vincent. I'm good friends with Vincent Tong, of course, and Brian Drummond, and all sorts of other cast members. Do I have forearms in real life? two, and here are the other two. Does that answer your question? You know, it's kind of fun. It's kind of funny. I'm here somewhere north of the 49th parallel, but if you wonder how I got into this industry, I think it really comes as a consequence of being sent away to school in England. And I was exposed to these extremely exotic, British schoolmasters who deployed language in a way that you're not likely to encounter anymore. So I have to give a big tip of the hat to all of my teachers at Downsides, which is in Somerset. And thank you for providing me with the opportunity to shamelessly copy your delivery of the English language, and that I could find an opportunity to use any of this sort of stuff playing Lord Garmadon was a wonderful advantage for me.
I actually saw a question earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt you. There was a question saying, did you own any of the Garmadon figures?
I do. I have secret prototypes which are considered too dangerous for the general public. So
Oh.
What is my favorite line moment as Garmadon? Do I have to decide? I mean, that's like trying to decide between my favorite children. It's impossible. What happened to? That's a similar thing that happened to. Oh my goodness. You'll find this funny, but besides Scott McNeil, I also met someone from 1967 who shares the same birthday as him. Oh, interesting. If you could play another character instead of Garmadon, who would it be? Well, I'd like to create my own animated series, and I'm sort of working along those lines. I'm actually now throwing my hat into the ring as a potential voice director. I'd really love to have an opportunity like that, because I enjoy working with so many talented people, and I have a specific idea about how I might be able to shape the performances for potential new series. So we'll see what happens with that. What's your favorite? People are asking me, what is my favorite Disney movie? Again, it's so difficult. There's so many wonderful ones. I mean, do I choose them on the basis of the voice performances? Do I choose them on the basis of the graphics? It's really hard to say. I'm just accepting some new people in who would like to be live on video. So bear with me for a moment, please. Who here was interested in having some pictures signed? I mean, I was contacted. I have all sorts of requests via Streamily, and I didn't know if there was anybody who was interested in having a specific dedication for any Garmadon pictures that I have. So I'll give you a chance to think about it. There's no rush. This is, oh. Is there anybody waiting to ask me a question? You have to forgive my lack of familiarity with this medium.
I did see a question about what were your favorite memories about working with Kirby Morrow?
Oh, Kirby was such a sweet, sweet man. He was such a funny guy, wonderful voice actor, who really threw himself into his role in a very physical way. I think I should correct a common misconception about voice acting, and that is that we don't just sort of stand there immobile in front of a microphone in order to get the right kind of performance for these roles. We literally have to like shake that out of our systems, and Kirby would be just dripping with sweat at the end of a session. He was extremely generous with himself as a performer, and you know, extremely kind to me, and only had, you know, wonderful words of encouragement. And I can say on behalf of everybody in the cast, he's very deeply missed, not just by the community of voice actors in this city, but by fans all over the world. So shout out to Kirby.
I can't see. I know you can't see.
Mysterious whispering is happening.
I have no idea what he just said.
Well, hello there, Mark Oliver. It's finally nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too. Can I? Do you have any particular question that hopefully I'll be able to answer?
Well, I was wondering, why weren't you on Slugterra Assassin?
Oh, you mean in this sort of the new incarnation of Slugterra? Well,
yes.
It's a complicated political situation. In order to launch this new version of the show, they wanted to take it to Toronto on the other side of the continent, and I think that it just wasn't feasible for them to bring back the original cast. Now, I'm in no position to say whether the final result suffered as a consequence of this. I know what I would have done if I had been given the opportunity to come back and revoice Dr. Black. I'm going to get emotional in a second, so you'll have to forgive me.
It's fine. It's always good to meet It's always good to meet the person that voices me. So yeah.
Well, thank you. Am I what you expected? I have no idea. Probably when you listen to voices on these shows, perhaps some of you fans put together an idea of what that person might be like in real life. I hope I haven't disappointed so far.
No, you gave me inspiration to imitate your voice.
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
And what characteristics do you pick up on? You think, oh, I'm going to have to incorporate some aspect of Mark's voice in my day-to-day dialogue. If there's any one quality that you respond to, what would that be?
It's both Dr. Black and Garmadon, of course. It's just I get the roughness and the action and how you talk like Dr. Black, and then how you talk like Garmadon and stuff. This is my actual voice, by the way.
This is your actual voice.
Yes, this is my actual voice. I'm a girl. I'm a girl in real life. Yeah.
Well, it's exciting.
Exciting, isn't it?
It's exciting that you're a girl. It's exciting that you're here. And I'm getting the distinct impression that you perhaps would like to try your hand at this voice medium yourself. Am I correct?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I've been voice acting for about 14 years, and I've kind of did a bit of my own voice skills with my friends, and they said I sounded just like you, and like I was very, very like, you know, freaked out, and some of them are on the stream. So
well,
and I've been in love with you for a very long time, and I love it.
Well, that's really sweet of you, and you know, it's comments like that make me feel that, you know, it's worth trying as hard as I do, and I do, and I know that all
I have special needs.
Excuse me?
I have special needs, so it's kind of hard for me to go out. And I always think about Dr. Black, and I always get kind of tough, you know, and just think it's just a world, you know, that you're in and stuff, and it helps me a lot. So thanks to you, I've been able to get out of the house and help my mom and stuff. So I thank you for that.
I'll tell you, it's so strange. When I was a kid, I had ADHD, which hadn't really been invented yet. They didn't really know how to characterize that. So I actually was sent to deaf school here in town for about a year and a half, and people attempted to teach me how to sign, and I'm not going to say that it made me feel kind of ostracized from regular society, but it made me feel like I was special or being singled out. And so I consider it to be incredibly ironic that I now seek a career in the world of sound and the manipulation of sound. And I also think it's wonderful that we live in a time where technology is advanced to the point where you or I can make these recordings and fine-tune them in the privacy of our own homes. So I find it very, very liberating. And, for somebody who may have special needs, I think that the investigation of voice is a wonderful opportunity to pursue. So I wholeheartedly encourage you in that endeavor.
Hi, this is my face. This is how much of a fan I am. I actually got it. And then I actually got the Garmadon figure on AliExpress. Came out really good, actually. Yeah. It was a really good price. Just a few cents.
It's probably thousands and thousands.
I look really hard to find the cheapest one I could put my little grubby hands on. But I am trying to, I got a really cool Nerf gun, and it has the similarities of the Gatler. So I'm, trying to work on it. And I got some really cool art and a fanfic about you meeting my OC. Apparently, he's your nephew. His name's Alex. And you got a brother named Nick. And my friends actually like the story, so I'm only halfway, and it's not even done yet, but I really want you to read it. I really want you to, so bad.
Well, post it. You can post it on as a comment or something. I'd love to take a look at it.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would like that.
And so do you have specific roles that you like to try and do?
Well, I can do any kind of role, but I'm not really a huge fan of playing girl characters. I'm a huge fan of playing guys or creatures or something, because I got the most screechiest voice I can ever do.
Funny you should say that, because on almost any show that I work on, if we have younger guy characters or characters who are sort of specified as male characters, inevitably they're rendered by female voice actors, because
yeah, I know.
if the show's
like Tara Strong,
that same actor will be able to perform that character for years to come. Whereas if you take a project like Charlie Brown, I don't know how many, I think at least 25 actors have voiced the characters from Peanuts, because the producers originally were very specific, and they really wanted kids to voice those characters because of the idiosyncrasies of children's voices. But for any other kind of project, inevitably young boys are always played by female voice actors.
Yeah, I've been dreaming that for so long. My mom likes my talent, so she's like, that'd be so cool if you were able to do voice acting. You're really good at it. I'm like, thanks, Mom.
Well, that's nice that your mom is so supportive. My parents were completely mystified.
She is supportive. She's been with me for so long. She's never left my side.
My parents were completely mystified, because I had spent the previous 15 years living in New York City, pursuing music, and and I'd had some luck doing that, but it it was a tough, hard scrabble existence. And then it announced to everybody, oh, I'm going to try my hand at the world of voice acting for animation. And even now people are like, excuse me, is that a thing? And so I wouldn't say my parents were much more encouraging when they realized like, oh, that I could actually get onto shows, that it wasn't like just another wild ambition on my part. So eventually they came around, and I see my mom all the time, and she always asks me what I'm up to in the studio, and she listens to the voices that I do, and she herself has a magnificent voice, and I've recorded my mom. Maybe it would be great to, I wish I could bring in my mother as Lady Garmadon or Empress Garmadon, because she's got fantastic
Empress Garmadon.
delivery. She's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to admit people into this room, and it's preventing people for some reason. I don't want to. I want to say for anybody who's trying to join the live stream right now, I don't mean to disappoint you. I'm doing my best to try and admit you. I don't know what the problem is. Sensei Stell says, Mark, you got to get me on this. Okay. No, everything's fine.
I actually made some goals that are very like common, you know. It's made of dark water and then dark Bane's blood, and like it's really cool. And they have two powers besides one, and one of them's kind of like a succubus, and his name's Abyss. And Alex is the one that named them, and Dr. Black doesn't name them.
Oh,
He's not that huge of a fan of naming them. Yeah, I know, right?
I'm going to have to. I don't mean to cut our conversation short, but it looks like somebody has a couple of questions, and they've been hanging around for the last 10 minutes. Maybe spend a little.
Really? That is totally fine. But do you have any autographs of pictures of Dr. Black by any chance, or just Garmadon?
Would you be able to let me see here?
I can't see. I don't see you. I can only see myself.
Well, look, I'll tell you. If you follow the link in my bio, it'll direct you to Streamily, and you can see the Dr. Black photographs that are there.
My friend would totally love it because she couldn't make it. So
okay. Well, just as I say, just follow that link, and it'll take you directly to the Streamily store with all of those, with all the images and all the pictures that I've got right now. And Sensei Stealth has let me know that I can have a maximum of 4 people per live stream. So thank you, Sensei Stealth. I did not know that.
Yeah, you have the limit of 4. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Well, that's. I guess it would be. I mean, if there were like 25 people, that would be like, I wouldn't know which way to turn. It'd be very confusing.
So what did you think of my impression of you?
I thought it was very good. You know, Pablo Picasso.
I watched the episodes with Dr. Black in it, and I tried to imitate it. And then when I hear my voice, I'm like, oh my God, I don't even sound like him for no reason. I'm like, I'm trying, and I'm doing pretty good on it, though.
Pablo Picasso made this very salient quote, and he said, good artists borrow, great artists steal. So what does he mean by that? I think he means, like, if you respond to something in somebody's performance, and certainly this is true in the world of music, you got to copy off of people in order to build something unique to yourself. I'm kind of like one of those cultural historian type voice actors, meaning to say I spend a tremendous amount of time on Vimeo or YouTube researching roles, and there's definitely certain actors that I really respond to, and I'll spend hours and hours trying to decipher their delivery in order to discover what those characteristics are that convey anger or joy or whatever. So you know, always don't ever feel that, oh, I have to be completely original, because there's no such thing. It doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I'd like to think that what happens after I've sort of put things through the mill of my imagination, that something comes out and it sounds original. Does that make any sense? I'm just like thinking of the stuff off the top of my head.
I understand perfectly.
Where are you at right now? Yeah.
Me? I live in California.
That's great. And so
I live in a small town, so yeah, you should go to either Sacramento or San Francisco. Those are the best places to get
you know, it's a
cons.
shame.
And those are the
I was
places that I
going
could
to be
go.
attending the California Republic Comic Con, not this last July, but the July before, and there was a terrible forest fire in the region, and
Ooh, that's
so
bad.
Fire and Rescue commandeered the convention center that they were going to be having the con at to use as a headquarters to fight this terrible forest fire, and it prevented me from going to Sacramento. But I look forward to when they're going to repeat that event, and I will be there.
What was it like playing what was his name? Thresh off of League of Legends? Was it really good?
It was wonderful. Love
playing
Thresh. If people ask me, if people say to me, "No, you don't understand. We need this villain to be really dark," and if people give me instructions like that, it's tantamount to putting a loaded gun into the hands of a child. My imagination will just go to the furthest extreme. To give you an indication, what I'm talking about, the very first role I ever played was on a show called Pocket Dragons, and I was
Pocket Dragons. Never heard of that.
It comes from the era before electricity. It's a really old show, and it was the
I should
first
look
show
into
that I
that.
got to voice act on, and the director took me aside and he said, "I think I should clarify something, Mark. You know, you're just an evil dragon that's hiding the magic key to the cave that our heroes need to get in. You're not the evil dragon who takes people on a journey into the dark night of the soul." So it was like, okay, point taken. I'll just like back off a little bit. But you know, I have a kind of gymnasium of roles that I cycle through in order to develop a character, and I have three Shakespearean soliloquies I always practice, and then I will try to engage my so-called evil villain voice, and as I do the soliloquy, and those always help me kind of get there. Maybe not to the so-called dark place, but they definitely shaped the development of Lord Garmadon. Whenever I'm sort of stuck, I just retreat to whatever trove of Shakespearean dialogue I've memorized, and if I do them in Garmadon's voice, then when I return to the scripts, it becomes so much easier. I don't know why that is, but that's just my process. And I would say that for people who, like yourself, are interested in voice acting, they should probably commit a favorite Shakespearean soliloquy to heart, meaning to say, study it, figure out what it means, you know, unpack that archaic Shakespearean language and get to the point where you feel comfortable inhabiting that character, and then put what you've learned back into a cartoon character. And I think you would be surprised at what kind of results came as a consequence of that. You know, guys, as much as I've enjoyed this experience, I'm afraid I'm going to have to turn my attention to the workaday world. I've got a stack of scripts that I'm going to have to record.
Yes. Focus on the other fans. They want to talk to you too.
Does anybody have any questions? I think we've got about another 5 minutes in this live stream before I have to sign off. Is there anybody? Come on, you lurkers. Get forward.
Lurkers.
Lurkers. Yeah.
Oh, someone says.
Well, I would definitely love if you signed me and my friend, Dr. Black. She would freak out. I promised her one.
Just follow that link in my bio. It'll direct you to the Streamily site, and you can specify exactly what you'd like me to include as a dedication, and I'll take care of that right away.
Okay, cool.
Guys, I've really enjoyed this experience. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm a total newbie to this thing. It's not going to be the last.
Yeah, it takes time to learn.
Yeah.
I'm still myself.
You learn something new every day.
You watch those corny YouTube instructional videos and say, now, you're hosting a live stream. Here's some do's and don'ts. Copy it down and I go, oh boy, I got to remember how to do that. Well, what did I write down here? It said, introduce yourself. Hello, this is Mark Oliver, the voice of Lord Garmadon. Okay, that's scratched off. Drop a comment below. Well, people seem to be doing exactly that. Drop as many hearts as you want below. Well, thank you. I have deluged with an embarrassment of riches in the heart department. Guys, it's been a wonderful experience, as I say. I hope that we can reconvene at some point in the future. If you have any other questions, feel free to give me a shout out on Instagram, and we're going to be in touch. I tell you, if it weren't for those pesky NDAs, I would be able to reveal all. But I look forward to the next time we can spend a little bit of time together through this wonderful medium. Until that time, I wish all of you the very best of health, happiness, good luck. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to one another. And until then, Mark Oliver, a.k.a. Lord Garmadon, signing off. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.